hablar ahora
We
sobre,
change the focus now,
como yo estaba diciendo,
as I was saying.
ahí está. Vamos a hablar sobre
Now we
innovación
change the
y
focus and
cómo el
talk about
país
innovation
fortaleciendo
and
su
its key role
ecosistema
in
de
Argentina's
innovación para
global
atraer inversiones, fomentar el
competitiveness,
talento y promover
how the
oportunidades
country is
digitales y
strengthening its
laborales.
innovation
Tenemos el
system to
honor,
attract
el increíble
investment,
honor de
foster
contar
talent,
con
and promote
la
high-value
presencia de
opportunities.
Natalia Avendaño,
We are
la
honored
cual
to
es
have the
presidenta
presence
de
of
la Agencia
Natalia
Nacional de
Avendaña,
Promoción de
President
la
of the National
Investigación,
Agency
el
for the
Desarrollo
Promotion of
Tecnológico
Research,
y la
Technological
Innovación, para
Development,
liderar este
and
proceso y
Innovation
están
to
haciendo
lead
un
this
trabajo
session.
increíble
They are
desde la
doing a great
agencia, así que
work
nadie mejor que
from the
Natalia para
agency,
hablar de
so
este tema de
nobody
innovación.
better than
Natalia,
Natalia to
muchísimas
talk
gracias
about
por
innovation.
acompañarnos
Natalia, thank you very much for
en este
joining
ciclo
us
y el piso
in
es
this
todo
cycle,
tuyo.
and the floor is all yours.
Buenos días a
Hello,
todos.
good morning,
Muchas
everyone.
gracias a
Thank
todo
you
el
very
equipo de
much
BID
for
por la presentación y
the
también por la
BID
convocatoria
team
de
for
evento.
this presentation
Así
and
que
also
sumamente
for
agradecida
calling me
de
to
poder
this
estar
event. So I thank you
participando
very
y
much to be
comentándoles
able to
un conjunto de
talk about
iniciativas
this
que
and
estamos
to mention
lanzando
the initiatives
con
we are
esta mirada,
launching
¿no? Que
with
impulsar la
this
competitividad,
view
el
of
ahorro, la
boosting
inspiración y
competitivity,
promoción dentro de
trying
lo que nosotros
to
hoy llamamos
be a
el
link
ecosistema entre el
in the
sistema
ecosystem
productivo
between the
y
productive
científico
system and
de
scientific
Argentina.
system in Argentina.
Ahí ya se ve perfecto, ¿no? Sí.
You can see it well? Yes.
Un poco
Thank you.
haciendo un recuento
Just
de lo que
to
veníamos
summarize
comentándole
what we've
desde
been
diciembre de
discussing
2023.
since
Creo que ahí
December
va.
2023.
La que sigue.
Next
Sí.
one.
Desde diciembre del
Since
2023 se
2023,
impulsaron un
December,
conjunto de
we started a few a set of initiatives that you all know within the structure of the national infrastructure, and the different ministries were grouped, and they were grouped between 23 to 9. And in this line, one of the big changes in the organizational structure was the Secretariat of Innovation, Science and Technology within the scope of the ministers' cabinets. And there are two specific initiatives, state modernization and the scientific technological system of Argentina. Within the restructuring, within the secretariats, there are different decentralized bodies, the I plus D plus I that I am in charge of, which is under the Secretariat. And since December, and with the appointment of Darío Gena in July 2024, we started setting up different guidelines within these state bodies to start establishing concrete schemes to support both the productive sector and also knowledge generation with a cross view of innovation, cross-sector innovation. What do the two paradigms want to deepen on? The agency in its core role within this ecosystem, within the government, has a key role in link between the productive and scientific sectors. The idea today is to promote knowledge generation, seeking to boost the development of innovation and the productive sector. But today, it's not in any sector, in any productive sector, but there are different strategic axes in those sectors where we wanted to boost or to drive different initiatives within this private-public initiative, above all with the investments that were forecast, which is agribusiness, health, energy and mining, and all that is across all the knowledge economy. So today, the agency, the body, is a key actor as a linking and articulation agent between the national productive and the international productive system and everything inside Argentina. The agency not only reaches with projects, with a project base, with lots of initiatives and needs, potential needs for future investment, where today we are the biggest base in different initiatives or projects which require investment in I+D, and also the agencies that make up the organization. But today, the agency has about 5,500 projects with different characteristics, and in that line, we make available a large set of information that will allow them to move forward onto the next stage, which is this axis, which we will distinguish as our main four axis, trying to link the different needs of the ecosystem, and we connect ends. That first identification was key to establish the new forecasts, which are oriented to two axes, which are changing the governance model and also the management model. So within this structure and role changes, the agency was created 11 years ago. There have been different characteristics. Part of its structure and funding come from the multilateral banking. And in terms of flexibilizing this role within the scientific and technological niche, we saw that it's necessary to go through two changes within the needs of the sector where you are working with startups, AI. So the picture from one year to the next one changes dramatically. So we needed to have an agile, flexible structure to be able to answer to those changes. So within those changes, we worked, and they are about to be implemented, two strategic changes. One is governance. Governance had a board of directors ruling, so it took about 2 years to be approved. The projects took 2 years to be approved, and today this change will allow us to launch funding in about 4 to 6 months. And the other one has to do with a new management model, specific, agency specific, to give real solutions to the needs, to the real needs we come across within this ecosystem. And in that line, we try to find a new financial and administrative re-engineering for the agency so that the agency is financially sustainable in time, from recovery, credit lines that permit those competencies, and we can diversify different instruments that we can offer to give support to the sectors or to the beneficiaries that we identify within this TIC ecosystem. And the other is the management model, which was changing the financing models, which we call key financing or funding, which will allow us to bring or to move the links between the academy, the productive sector, and the generation of knowledge, which we call this driver of human capital, which is key within this innovation system. Next one.
So, part of this new management model that we were looking for in order to boost it, we wanted a better representation within the ecosystem. We work with transparency of data and the generation of information. That is our lab data about chain values, to know which are the different productive sectors, where is it that we have the investment gaps that we need, or if we are investing only in one part of the chain and we needed to boost other initiatives in order to have better traceability. Also, to have new financial tools. This is important because our agency has the non-refundable apportation. It means that you don't have to give it back. So part of this restructuration in which we have this sort of tools, these new models of governance and structure, part of these changes are related to having a better relationship that will allow us to have a better foreign investment, and also to give to boost new initiatives in order to focus into new strategic sectors that we believe that are key for this new Argentina. So what we are doing is to boost all our efforts in those segments, in those sectors. This has to do with operation agility. This structure should allow us to make decisions quickly, to be flexible, to be agile, and to be fostering new instruments that look for the problems and solve them quickly. So this is not only at a domestic level, but also at a global level. This also had to do with a new model of management that allows the agency to finance the agency with their own resources. This has to do with making better investment or being part of the ecosystem in a more profitable way. So which are the proposals? These proposals that we have are summarized in three different axes. One is a strategic link or vinculation, is to foster new collaboration agreements within different public agency. Also to have public-private alliances, giving different types of assistance and help. We also offer different services that are related to mentoring, networking. We are thinking about which are the needs, and we formulate the different projects for different startups in order to help them to link this help or this training in this sense. Also, we have many examples of this sort, and we believe that this is a very key element in which the agency has a lot of information, and the agency can also do work as a key actor in this ecosystem. Also, we need to have an outlook that is related to acceleration within the productive sector, which is related to technology and the generation of knowledge, especially in relation to the academy, to the scientific link. So we have like a new configuration in which the new scientific knowledge should be part of the development of our productive system. So that is what we are doing, boosting new tools in terms of financial areas. And this is part of what we are doing within this innovation system. Many times we had the knowledge, but it was not applied into the productive sector. So what we are trying to do is to boost and to generate knowledge that could be applied and allowed to bridge the gaps between the needs and the production. And this is what we call technological transfer, transfer of knowledge, and to go on promoting the productive system. So if what we mean by acceleration has to do with boosting the different innovation hubs, especially thinking about what are the needs, the technological needs. And that's why I want to link this hub with the different investments that are domestic investments or international investments. And that is what we do. We support different collaborations within the territories in order to make production better. And the very last axis is the financial services. I'm going to explain this. But the identification that we see with these supporting tools, they are helping us to achieve in the short term to be an agency that could be autonomous or that could be actually to have the findings in order to be autonomous, at least in the long term. So in order to make a summary, what is related to strategic links, we are signing different collaboration agreements with private sector. We are doing mentoring sessions. We have different contacts with academics and universities and the different provinces, especially towards what is related to the transformation that we are going through. And there are other agencies that would like to work with us. We are also generating events in which we are participating with different dimensions of the knowledge, the knowledge that we need to promote, also the artificial intelligence. We need to go on working with the mentoring sessions. Many times we have agreements, yes, with different institutions towards what is needed. We also work with the collaboration in different projects, concrete projects that are oriented towards improving the different sectors, especially in the public sector. Then we also talked about regional innovation hubs, and in this respect, we are working with strategic sectors. This is a very important decision that we boosted last year. And this allows us to identify the different key sectors in which we want to promote and to foster investment. So we identify much better the different tools that will allow us to follow the work that we need to do within these strategic sectors. And one key tool is to identify different hubs, regional hubs or provincial hubs in some cases, in which they have specific knowledge. For example, what is a spatial economy, or there are some others that are more related to ICT or logistics. So there are different examples of different territories, and we realize that we can boost these sectors and we can satisfy the need of certain sectors. And we do this by helping different companies in different territories. We did it by giving them the tools that were related to these investments in these different hubs. So we're going to be working with two different projects. This agency will found hubs, innovation hubs, and we are going to give money for the training programs networking programs, and everything that is related to operational projects. We many times call them like structural challenges, yes, that allow the hubs to improve. And the other key idea is to have their own incubators that allow to have seed capital and allows them to scaffold the project in relation with those strategic sectors and from the agents to boost and to give incentive in these lines. We have another project that is related to venture capitals, especially for those who want to invest in these incubators or projects and in which they want to work with a post-seed capital. So we talk about different prototypes and design. This is from the 4th to the 6th. So within this ecosystem, these hub ecosystems, we want to offer different incentives that would foster new productive capacities and technological capacities beyond the money that the state could give. So we want to contribute and collaborate and give what is needed for them to work properly, especially with those hubs which are very interesting in their projects to look at, and they have very particular needs. And last but not least, we have been working with this great team, making huge efforts. When I started in this agency, I started conducting, leading this in 2024, and the 80% of the financial structure was focused in non-fundable contributions. So we started working with the IDB because we have a lot of collaborations together. So we started to manage within this agency, and we started working with this diversification of different financial instruments together with other loans that we received. And what we are doing is boosting this non-refundable investment for projects in which we have some seed capitals, yes, that will definitely need some fund at the beginning, or different projects in ICT and the links between the public and the private sector, because this agency is working with the production of knowledge and the private and public sectors that are needing this knowledge. Also, we are working with the royalty, ANRs with royalty. We are working with the Israel government and with different institutions that are related to what we do, which are these non-refundable investments. And if we invest in projects that tomorrow will be useful thanks to this investment, you can recover part of that investment. And this instrument allows us to establish new tools that allows the agency to be autonomous. We have the experience that sometimes we invested in 10 startups, but only 2 are successful enough. But the money is good enough in order to recover the money invested. So this has to do with different incentives that allow this development of this ecosystem that we are working with. and we would like to give findings, yes, for with the recovery of these resources. This is new, and we are working with it, and we are collaborating with across sectors. Also, we might have these other instruments which are related to the loans, yes, and with the future of donation with capital quotas, but this is more related to other types of companies, yes, in which you can guarantee all these additionals that are working in this line.
This in turn can be in partnerships between a local company and also with a UTE scheme with foreign companies. And then we add the incorporation of guarantee funds. We are trying to incorporate guarantee from the credit lines that we have, but with the horizon of contributing with other public institutions in setting up an ecosystem related to this topic. And then we have what we call risk capital fund. This is a brand new idea. And the idea is to incorporate a fund or create a fund to receive contributions from abroad, from private investors who want to invest in TIC projects. And we are working with different players of the national industry to have the right setting up. There are many projects that, because of the volume of funding, cannot be covered. So one of the things that I forgot to mention is that the agency is funding projects between $100,000 to $200,000. And one of the new initiatives is to expand, enlarge that amount, and we will have projects from $100,000 to $2 million. And there are other types of investments that require different level of investment. So we need a different type of instruments and agreements that will permit this internalization of the resources. And something that is also important within the ecosystem is the promotion of human capital. There are many topics developed related to human capital. There is a brain leak, and the companies cannot retain certain profiles. So we are working on certain incentives to promote I&D within the companies, focused on generating not only skills, but also from the know-how, from knowledge. So we are structuring different incentive schemes that are not only focused or aimed at an updated view, but also so that the company can have a solution to the current problems. So here there are many challenges within the human capital funds. We are promoting a call, which is scientific capacity for excellence, where we drive research and investigation, which is strategic for the sectors that we need, and that the academic institution and scientific institution that can get the benefit should partner with a private sector business, and that knowledge generation should be applied directly to the field. So this is the summary of what we have achieved under the authority of the Secretary, and having had the trust to boost these initiatives. So we are in the process of being able to transmit to all the actors, to all the players participating in the system, which we call the innovation and technology system, which is And all this information is where it is coming and where it is going. So thank you very much for being able to participate today, and I give the floor to the team. Natalia, thank you very much. First of all, I see a round of applause for you, because everybody is thanking you for all the information you are sharing, and also congratulating all the work that you have been doing. So congratulations to all of you for the restructuring of the agency. We are short of time and there are many questions, but many people are interested in many points that you mentioned. And there is one very in particular where we have a large international audience. So if there is a specific place, whether a hub, a directory of all the innovation hubs or technological parks that we have in Argentina, where they can have access to specifically international businesses. We are working, we are developing, it will be published briefly, a data lab. In part, it's a geo-referential map of the hubs, and also academic research institutions that can configure that in the field. We are working on a process which we hope in the next 6 months will be available. We'll have the data available. Today there is information. So in particular, in terms of access to information, we can offer. So that would not be a problem, but our goal is to have an interactive portal with information where you can see the scientists in Argentina, what specialty they have without their name, then the technological infrastructure, where it is located, etc., so that the information can be better accessed to. From the agency, we have a map linked to value chains, and we can identify within the chain central gaps. So we know, so here we see the linkage that is not there. So one is before the other. So we need to ensure the previous step within the ecosystem. So we will work it out. And so this step that we want to move forward, we want to be a linking agent and a facilitator of investments. That is the order that we received, and that's what we propose to do. So all of you who are thinking of doing business in Argentina, you have the information there. The agency is a key partner. So Natalia, thank you very much to you and all the team in the agency for this excellent presentation. Thank you.